When you come to the end of any day that's been an especially difficult and dark day, it's often just as hard to conclude that day as it has been to endure it. The end of a long, dark day can be the start of what feels like an even longer, darker night of reliving the present struggles, of not finding rest, but rather finding restlessness. So what do we do then? We look to Yeshua. At the close of his darkest, most painful day, Yeshua cried these words from the cross. He said in Luke 23:46, he said, "Father, into your hands I entrust my spirit. Into your hands in the Greek the word is tithemi, I appoint, I set, I entrust my spirit, my life, my breath." Yeshua was once again reciting a passage from the Psalms. In Psalm 31, the opening verse 2 says, "In you, O Lord, have I taken refuge." Verse 3 says, "Be a rock of refuge for me, a stronghold of my deliverance." Verse 4 says, "Since you are my rock and my fortress, you lead me, you guide me." Verse 5 says, "You are my refuge." Verse 6 says, "Into your hands I am appointing, entrusting my ruach, my breath, my spirit, my life." To find hope for a hopeless day, indeed to come to the end of that dark day, is to place it in the hands of God and leave it there. That's how the agony of Yeshua's darkest day came to its conclusion. When Yeshua says, "Into your hands I commit my spirit," it's important to understand that he wasn't giving up. In the same way that the statement, "It is finished," was not somehow a cry of defeat, but rather it was a declaration of victory and of triumph. The phrase, "Into your hands I entrust my spirit," was not a statement of exhausted resignation. No, "Into your hands I commit my spirit" was an assertion of trust. Back in John 10, 17, and 18, Yeshua had plainly stated, saying, "I lay down my life that I may take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay down my life. I lay it down myself." And now that moment had come. Now it was time to lay down his life, and he said, "I'm entrusting it all to you, Father." He was surrendering his control of his life into the Father's hands. I mean, it was just a couple hours earlier when he was torn with the agony of feeling abandoned. My God, why have you forsaken me?" Feeling that distance between himself as the bearer of our sin and the distance between him and the pure holiness of the Father. And now, with absolute trust in the will and the word of the Father, the Son says, "I'm ready to release my hold on life, and I'm unafraid to do so because I am placing everything about myself into your hands." His words of trust, surrendering everything into the strong hands of the Father, are his closing lesson to us about how to face the most difficult, dark days. When we look at that day, at that cross, the cross of Messiah Yeshua, his cross not only calls us to him, right? Calls us to the one who is the way, the truth, and the life. But the cross also calls us to a way of life, to the wisdom of God's ways and all of our relationships and pursuits, to the pattern of Yeshua's model in the face of our deepest struggles and most difficult trials, where he says, "If anyone would come after me, he must deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me." The same one who died to offer us life, right? To offer us life and life more abundantly for today, to offer us eternal life for tomorrow. He endured history's most painful, gruesome day in a way that demonstrates to us how we might face our most difficult days, right? Forgive anyone, no, everyone who seems set on ruining your life. Though overwhelmed yourself, focus on encouraging others who are struggling and uncertain. Be sure you're sensitive and loving, certain to take care of those who are near you. And when seemingly impossible questions come, aim them at God, not at man. And however strong you may think you're supposed to be, never be above making your own need for help known. Embrace the certainty that God finishes, that his finishes always have a purpose and an end. And finally, when all is said, the only thing that remains to be done is surrender everything to God and let it go. I trust you, Lord. Into your hand I commit my spirit. I commit all I am and all that I have. Even when I can't see or understand, I know you can. And I'm releasing it all to you. Is there a place in your life, perhaps a wounded relationship or the disappointment of a dream that's yet to arrive, that you have yet to let go of and surrender to God? Trust him with it today, saying, Lord, I give it all to you, Father. I trust you. Into your hand I commit my spirit, my breath, my life, my everything.